Hey, thank you for being here. We're going to start with sangria, but let me show you what we're using today. You already know because of the title, right? We're using I Need a Nude from Natasha Denona, and this is what it looks like. I planned out, I didn't write it down though, so this might be subject to change if I forget what I was planning to do. So what I am thinking is dahlia first, well, inner corner type, Ella on the center lid, filigree on the outer lid, and putting silhouette as an outer V, outer corner. So we're going for a glam-ish brown smoky type look. And then I think we're going to take, what did I think to take? We're going to take Stone for our transition shade, which is going to be just under the brow. And we may or may not put Sheen as our brow arch highlight. And for lower lash line, we're going to use Mia, because that's going to give us the shine. I remember years and years ago, I would always do a thick line of a shiny shade and then do a matte shadow, like just close up under. So that's what we're going to do with this one. So that's the plan, and that's like eight shades. So that's what we're doing. I'm excited for this, and this already does have a home. After this look, we're going to amp it up. City Beauty Plumping Lip Gloss. Sangria is the shade. But you see, for me, it's not really a shade. And y'all, I am almost done. Look at this. After this, we're going to amp it up, because I also had planned to pair this with bronze. But what I think I'm gonna do, I think I'm just going to build off of this look and add bronze to it, but that'll be in a separate video. So that'll knock out the look with I Need a Nude and also pairing nude with bronze, even though we're gonna be layering. But let me just show you what bronze looks like with this. And I am excited about this. I just realized I forgot to spray my face. So, of course, this is I Need a Nude, and of course, this is bronze. And so this is what they look like together. So we'll see what happens in the video after this when we add bronze shades to it. Oh, shoot. Y'all, I just like, okay. If y'all been here, y'all know I be dropping stuff. I just hit something and like 3 things just kind of went sideways. I'm going to go ahead and spray my face. I went more natural with the inner part of my brows, which I'm really liking. I did double up on bronzer. I used 2 bronzers, 2 blushes, and 2 highlighters, and 2 finishing powders. But y'all, Janessa got me on it, y'all, pairing, we're using more than like 1 blush. So we're going to prime the eye, and we're going to do the intro as we are doing so, for those who may be new here, or for those of you who just enjoy hearing the intro. And I have been told that for some people it is a part of their daily affirmation, and so that warms my heart. So hello again and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. Why? Crazy concept. Be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you how and who you should be. Excuse me. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards, because sometimes people will think or say negative things about you because you're doing your makeup the way they don't approve. It doesn't matter. Be a troll, which is just wearing what you want to, using whatever tools and techniques you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it, because you set the standard for yourself. And the bottom line here, underneath all of that, is self-acceptance and self-love. Every day, y'all, listen, love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. So that's what the crazy troll nation is: being yourself, wearing what you want to, and rocking it, and loving yourself for who you are. Yeah, so that's the nutshell of it. And y'all like, girl, why didn't you just say that short sentence in the beginning? I don't know. 2 things about me. One, you already heard, that there's an organism that lives in my throat that randomly hiccups, gurgles, and belches. I try to be aware of it to say excuse me, but sometimes a few will get past me. And as I'm watching the video back after it aired on YouTube, I'll be like, that loud belch gurgle thing, and you didn't say nothing. The other thing is I curse sometimes because I curse sometimes. And so that is the intro. That was Fancy, of course. This is Groundwork. Y'all, something weird. I haven't been doing flat lays lately. And I remember saying I was just want to do different pictures, you know, all my bronzers, all the highlighters, like all the usual suspects, right? And post those on Instagram so that I wouldn't have to try to cram everything into a flat lay, right? And so, but I miss doing flat lays. And what's weird is even when I was not on Instagram, when they broke up with me, I was still doing flat lays. And I'm like, and then I got to a point where I'm like, why am I doing flat lays? Like, I'm not posting them anywhere. But then when when Instagram made up with me, I started doing flat lays again. And then I'm like, all right, so let me just show you. These are the blushes, highlighters, bronzers, and stuff. So trying to fit all of this in the picture with the palette and the foundations, concealers, the spray, it's just a lot of stuff. And so that's why I had the thought to not do them. But then I remembered also that I did a post asking, do people on Instagram if they like seeing flat lays or not? And some people were like, yeah, I like seeing flat lays. And so then here I am, like, not even doing them anymore, just trying to make things easier for me, which is not really not easy. It's just trying to get all these things to fit in the picture, or doing like 2 separate pictures on top of the look. But I do actually miss doing flat lays, like seriously. So we're going to start with, I'm also going to tell you, these are the shade descriptions. In bold over here, these are the shadow names, and this part on this side is what it's described as, and this will be in the palette going where it's going to go. So we're going to start with Delilah. Delilah is Sparkling Wet Effect Silver Brown. So that's this shade right here, and this is going to go on the inner portion of the lid. What did that say? Your Sparkling Wet Effect. So it is just really a shine, and for me, it's just a shine. Says it's a silver brown. Or someone else maybe, but me, and with this primer and Groundwork paint pot, it may alter what it looks like. I am not sure. But what I was thinking was, okay, this already has a home, right? And I'm like, what if I do this look and I'm like, oh man, I want to keep it. But I knew that's not going to happen. I did look back over the pictures of the looks I did. They were very similar, except for the ones where I intentionally put down the darker shades and then I layered the shimmery shades on top of it. But other than that, like just putting on the shadows as they are, it is just very basic glam, if you want to say that. And it does look nice, but I have the Makeup by Mario, and that will satisfy for this. And now we're going to take, why was I thinking we were going to use this one too? And then go to Ella and then Filigree. Do we want to do that? Let's just do it. This is Whisper. I didn't plan on taking this one. This is Whisper, and this is described as Metallic Light Nude Pink. That does not look like a nude pink to me, but y'all also know my eye perceives color different than other people. It does show up kind of pinkish though, but I guess. So this is Whisper. And it is a pretty palette, and it surprised me how much I liked it, and I kept saying how because it was unique to my collection. But then when I thought about the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight, that's like a condensed version of this one, and it has a dark black, a dark brown, a dark blue, a dark gray. So I was just like, And when I held them up next to each other, Mario is a condensed version of this one. And if you want a cheap alternative, get the e.l.f. Bite Size and Truffles. I did a video, one look e.l.f. Truffles, and the other eye, Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight, and the looks were almost identical. And I'm just like, wow. So if you just want that type of look, that smoky look, get the e.l.f. one. At that time, it was $3. They might be $4. I remember e.l.f. put out a post saying that everything was going to go up $1. And it might not seem like a lot, but say you're buying like 5 things, right? And they cost $2. Okay, that's $10. And then everything goes up $1. So now instead of $10, you're paying $15. It adds up. That's all I'm saying. But still, going up $1 isn't, I don't know. I was going to say it's not bad. but it does add up. Now we're going to take Ella, this shade right here, and this is described as Sparkling Foiled Warm Fawn. So that's this one. And so that's going to go here. So you see how this is super pretty, super ethereal, glam if you want to say, but it's like, where is it? And I don't know, excuse me, I don't know if I put this in my 10 travel palettes or 10 palettes that I think would be good for travel or not, because whatever you do with it, because of how they show up, at least on me, it's going to be a pretty look. You don't have to think too much. You can just put anything anywhere. We have 1, 2, 3 shades. We have 1, 2, 3 shades already, and yeah. And it is pretty though. I do acknowledge that. Not my vibe, but something just quick, easy, and pretty. I'm gonna take another one of these Eastern V27s because we added that extra shade. So now we're going to take Filigree, and this is described as Sparkling Foiled Medium Neutral Brown. That's what Natasha says this is. So we're gonna put this over here. Yo, I'm just laughing because I'm like, y'all, this nap thing, it's drawn to the lights. I know. Yesterday it was hanging back near my lighted mirror. That one was like coming at my face. I did edit the scales of that video, and I'm going to be, I'm sure I'm going to be laughing at myself, like being distracted by that net and trying to hit it with that cloth and kept missing. And it was green. The wings on it were green, so it was easy for me to see where it landed on the mirror because it was like a light green. And for all I know, it was purple because of my color perception, but that is that. So this super pretty though. Now we're going to take, this is a larger brush. This is the Sigma E49. I do prefer the E45 for this above my lid shades, but we're going to use this one because we're going to put Silhouette over there on the outer corner, and this will help me wing it out. And so hopefully I do have enough primer over there. What is this described as? Silhouette is described as matte coffee bean brown. And so we're going to put that out here on the corner. So this does add some depth to the look. I'm going a little at a time so the wing doesn't get out of control. And also, the less I do right now and the easier it'll be for me to get this side to look the same. And so we're gonna, and we are just feathering inward right now, and then we'll come out and work on the shape. And I tap straight in to do this part, like the pointy part or the taper part of the wing. I did not tap off this time. And so we're touching it down and going inward versus going outward, but now we're going outward and inward. Yeah. So that's going, it's a spot right here that it is not wanting to go in. So I may have to take a shader brush to get that in there. Like this side is looking good. This side looks higher up. So we're going to just put some up here. And we are going to put one of those skin tone shades up there. So this side is looking really nice. This side is more rounded, where this side does come out this way. So let's try to, I think I'm gonna have to take a shader brush because shadow is not going in that spot. Like it is just not going in that spot. So we're trying to just get this like this. Well, this side like the other side. Yeah. I'm gonna take this brush because it's tiny. This is also a Sigma brush. This is the E31. So we're going to go straight in, and where's that hole right here? We're going to just put that right in here. Okay. So if something's not going where you want to, you might just need to switch up brushes. And that this is a good brush for that type of precision because it is so small. Okay, this is further down, so we're going to put some right here. I'm starting to sweat. Took my trash out today, checked my mail, and I brought the fan up here. Which is not heavy, which is great. My TV should be here tomorrow. The time is between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. So I set my alarm for 10 minutes to 9, and then I'll just like hang out on the sofa. So at least whenever they do come, I'm not just like, oh my gosh, what's happening? So we're going back with the larger brush that we used in the first place. And I'm gonna stop with this shade because we are gonna put another shade there. So now we're going to take, so actually instead of 8 shades, it'll be 9 because we added Whisper. Now we're going to take Stone. Did I say that earlier? Tender? I don't know. We're going to take Stone. I'm trying to remember if this makes me look ashy, but we're about to find out. Stone is described as matte, light, medium, warm taupe. And that's just going to go right here. The line above with the line on our lid shades. So that's just going to go there. It does make me look ashy. Yeah, it does. It does. It's kind of an eraser shade in a way, and I'm going lightly. Yeah, that looks a little dusty. So we're going to do the same thing over here. And we're just putting that on the top line of the lid shades. So it is a pretty look. Very easy, very simple. It's going to look right because, you know, it all looks the same. This brush that had silhouette, we're just going to just dust that right here because I like how this shape looks and the space between the lid shades and the brow. And so we were just bringing this up a little bit so it'll look more like that side. So it is a pretty look. It is a pretty look. I'm gonna turn this fan on over here. Whew. I'm hoping when I do put the fan together, and I'll make sure like I empty the entire box and not just pull stuff out because I do think that's where that pen was. I hope that it's not loud. Brow arch highlight. We're going to take, what did we say we were going to take? We're going to take Sheen, and we're going to put that right here. Sheen is described as glossy wet effect warm champagne. So I do like the look. I do like the, oh, that's nice. And I have that little peak right there. Okay. And I put a tiny arch up here where there isn't one to match that one. But yeah, so I was trying to, I did a little extra, paid a little more extra attention to my brows today. And I think, yeah, and I do like it less here and less in here instead of darker, and then just darker out because I think it flows better and it does look more natural. Because when all of this is darker, even if I do this darker, this color on me, and it's the shade is deep black, but it looks reddish on me, like a reddish brown on me. And so it's really obvious when this part is dark because it does look more dark brown, but then as I come out to where there's no hair, it looks red. And my natural hair color is dark brown and red, but my hair being so short, you just see like the brown and the gray. But yeah, so that's all we're gonna do with that. So for lower lash line, okay, we're gonna do 2 shades. I think it's tearing down here because there's a light, I mean a dark patch like right there. Okay, so lower lash line, we are going to take Mia. Mia is described as sparkling wet effect icy pink. And so we're going to put this on our lower lash line and we are going to blow it out. On my inner rims, I have on Sick Tap Bro, and this is also on the outer lower lash line. On the inner lower lash line, we have Stage 5 Clinger. Both of these are from MAC. They don't make Stage 5 Clinger anymore, and I do believe I'm going to miss it because I haven't really seen any other copper colored liners. even from NYX, their copper one, you know, actually is gold, and this is gold, and that is way different than Stage 5 Clinger. So I am going to miss it when it's gone. And meanwhile, I will keep using it until it is gone. And so we're just going to pull this out a little bit over here. So let me know what you're thinking of this look. Again, I do like it. Like, it's simple, it's pretty. You got a little bit of smoke on the outer corner. And I'm curious of what bronze will do on top of these shades. And so it's not quite a pairing, it's more of a change the look. But that will help me be done with this palette. I think I have a video, one eye with this and one with Makeup by Mario. If so, it'll be in my Natasha Denona I Need a Nude playlist, and also in my Makeup by Mario playlist. And so if you want to see what that look is, to see how close the looks looked, I like how that looks. And so even though I am putting it on the brown, I am bringing it down further. And I do like how that looks, just to have that extra shine underneath. Now we're going to take, that was a Fenty 220. Now we're going to take this Makeup Forever brush. It's a smudger brush. And this one is 210. Now we're going to go, I think we said we're going to go into Wit. And Wit is described as, where is it? Wit, excuse me, not Wick. Wit is this, excuse me. Wit is described as matte, light, warm, rose. And so we're just going to go back and forth with this brush, and we're just going to go right up under our lash line. So we're not bringing it down as far as the shine. It was years ago, it feels like, when I used to do this, like bring the shimmer down and then take a matte and just put it high and tight. And I do like how that looks. Let me know if there's something you used to always do that you liked, and then somewhere along the line you stopped doing it, and then you remember you used to do it and you like it, and you do it again and you're like, wow, yeah, I still do really like that. Because I know, well, I imagine all of us switch up stuff in our makeup journey for whatever reason, and I don't even know if it was intentional that I stopped doing that, but yeah, I like that. These are all the brushes that we use. Ooh, not including the bronzer blush, the powder brush, excuse me, all the other stuff. So this is this. And so now I'm thinking to do a red on my upper lash line. And I think that will pop the look. And part of me is thinking, take this House Labs Atomic Shaker, which they are not on the web anymore. I'm hoping they're going to bring it back, and I hope they bring back a black one. This is a blue red. It's described as a blue red, and this is Ruby Shine. This to me is perfect. So yeah, we're going to do red. So we're going to pop this look with a red liner. So we're going to take Retro Rave is this here. We're going to take this one down at the bottom. So that's going to do something different for this look, and I am excited about it. So let me mix up. I tapped this in the water, and then I tapped this on my cloth that's here, and now we're going into the red, and it is still a lot of water. So I'm just you know, just going along the red just to even out the water. And it is very wet, as you can see, and so I don't get a splotch like I have done. We're going to tap this on here just to get some of the excess off, so that I don't put on my, excuse me, lash line and it bleeds. And so, oh, this is nice. This is making me think about I don't know if Lethal has a red mascara, but this is making me be like, wow, what if they did, or what if they do? But then, like, how often would I use it? And so that's our wing, and our wing is looking good. All right, so we're going back into the liner, which is starting to dry, and that's okay, because we don't want it super wet anyway. It's getting dry, but that's okay. We don't want it like that anyway. Can we get a yay for Lethal wet liners. I know I'm just freaking y'all. No, I've never been a cheerleader. If you guys like the movie Step Up, which isn't about cheerleading, that was Bring It On, I did see that they are on. I just dipped the brush back in the water. It is on YouTube, and they're free. I saw Step Up 2, Step Up 3, whatever that one was. I also saw Honey with Jessica Alba. So we're going to tap this on here again. So if you like those types of movies, Roll Bounces on there, which is about roller skating, but it is still kind of dancing away. They call that type of skating, what is it? Style skate, I think is what they call it. When they're skating, but they're doing, you know, not to say tricks, but they're doing like different types of movements and not just a regular, you know, just coast until you get around a corner type move. And I knew somebody that used to do that. And I did go with her a few times skating. And I do have a pair of skates. I did buy a pair of custom skates. And those are nice. This side, no, I did not poke myself in the eye, but very close. This side does look straight. This almost has a swoosh. That's okay. So we're going to put that down. And we're going to close up this water. Yo, I think this was a good choice. I think that, do I still want to do a red? If I wanted to do a red shine, this is Holly from City Lips, City Beauty official website. And this came out around Christmas time, and this came out in December, Sparkling Deep Red. And it says limited edition, but I do think it's still on the website. So let me put the liner over there. We're going to use Lancome Sills Booster XL Mascara Base. What's usually tricky for me when I add on to a look is if I already have mascara on, because sometimes it's hard to get behind my lashes. And some mascaras, when they dry, like your lashes are like, I don't want to say crispy to the point where they'll break off, but they are like stiff. And I don't remember what this does to it. Well, actually, this primer does make my eyes stiff. And it's just ironic that the website says you can also put it on as like a lash mask and put it on before you go to sleep and leave it on. But I left it white one time because I'm like, oh, this, you know, turned out nice. I didn't do it heavy. So you do see a little white up here. And the look I was doing, I said I want to just keep it white. But as it dried, it turned into no color. It wasn't white anymore. And I also realized it made my lashes like really crispy. And I was like, okay, this is not good. And so I did see reviews for this, the Lancome Sills Boost XL Mascara Base. And they were saying, you know, they used it as an eyelash mask as directed on the website. They put it on at night, went to sleep, and when they woke up and they were washing their face, they said their eyelashes were breaking off. And I'm like, so I'm like, they need to change that claim. And so I noticed it just, you know, thinking, oh, let me just leave my eyelashes white. And they were crispy. Look at this mascara. Y'all, I love this mascara. This is from Esom, and it's called The Mascara, or The Mascara, however you say THE. So they're like, yeah, this is the mascara, period. We don't need no long titles or whatever. This is it. This is the mascara, period. Or this is the mascara. Like, this is what you need. And I do like the effect. I do want to try the lethal one, but I don't, if I didn't have to pay shipping, because it does come from overseas, so it is expensive, I would order the black one. But I really do like what this mascara does to my lashes. And I'm curious about the lethal one because I really like Capacity, which is the white one. And so I'm just like, So we're going to just take off a little bit of the lip oil. Do I really want to do this Haus Labs? Right now I'm thinking no, because excuse me, I am going to add on something else from bronze. And even though this would look nice with the mascara, unless maybe I tap a bronze shadow on top of it. So what I'm saying is I don't want to do a lip that's going to really contrast with it when I add the bronze. This is always red as well. I'm thinking we're just going to do this one. But I do like the idea of a red though. I do. Man. Or I could just put, no. We're going to put this on. Some over here. Y'all like, girl, just edit out. Get yourself together and come back. We're going to use this one because this is, yeah, this will go with the bronze look too. And y'all know I do like a dark lip. So, House Labs is going back home. I haven't used those in a while either. So this one is 97 Red Desert from the Sephora cream lip stain line. And it does feel like a cream. When it dries though, it dries. It never feels uncomfortable. Usually I forget I have it on. It does have staying power. And for the price, well, prices are going up now, so I don't know. But if you're a liquid lipstick person, I do recommend these. This is nice. Wait for a 30% off Sephora collection sale. When they reformulated, the price did go up a little bit. But with 30% off sale, this is nice. It is still worth the price, I think. So this is the look, y'all. I am excited about it. Yeah, so you will see this look again, starting with this look, and then we're going to add some bronze palette stuff to it. And so this is what we got, and I'm digging it. This bag over here, y'all, it's like, how y'all doing? So we got to hide it and just kind of do like this. So thank you for being here. Stuff is popping up over here for you to watch. Let me know what you think of this look. Let me know what you think of I Need a Nude. And it is a pretty look. It is pretty. But I could do this with Mario. So we're going to go. Thank you. You'll see me soon.